All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new working title sports show. Got guesting here, wrestling extraordinaire Denzel. How's it going, sir?
Wrestling trainee.
Trainee, trainee extraordinaire. You know
Going
how it
good.
is.
Training. Speaking of training, I had training today.
Mm,
It wasn't my usual trainer, TJ or Ty. It was a friend of his,
mhm.
Gabby. She's done stuff in like CZW. She's also been doing some stuff in Japan. So she pretty much had us do drills like in the Joshi.
Okay.
hmm Oh
S-
God.
So, gotta ask this. You being a San Diego Chargers fans, we didn't really get it from the horse's mouth. Are theoretically, if they tie with the Raiders, first off, there's two parter here. First off, were you at all baffled that your team's coach called a timeout when he didn't have to?
Yes, I'm baffled.
Because it
Like
seemed as though the Raiders were very content with just going with the tie,
the Raiders
anyways.
were content, but he was like, as he said he wanted to make sure our best defensive guys were out there. I'm sorry, Josh Jacobs and Marcus Mariota was running through our defense like it was tissue paper. So what makes you think at overtime that we was going to stop them?
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. The second half of it is theoretically, if y'all did make the playoffs, what do you think y'all odds were of getting past the first round? Wild card weekend, I should say.
I'd say our odds of making it.
Because y'all would have faced off against the Tennessee, right? No, Tennessee had first round seed. Y'all would have faced off against fuck. Who the fuck?
It would have to be like either Cincinnati or uh
Kansas City busted Seattle. No, Kansas City busted that's what it is. Kansas City busted the Pittsburgh, and the
mhm.
Raiders lost to who the fuck they lose to?
The Raiders lost to the Bengals.
Lost to the Bengals. So y'all would have actually had to play the Bengals. So do y'all
Yeah.
think y'all would have had good odds against the Bengals, or would Joe Burrow just ran wild on y'all?
Oh no, like we would have, like, because we played them earlier this year
Okay, yeah, I forgot.
and we beat them. You know,
Mm,
because once you contain Burrow, and he has T Higgins
mhm.
and Jamar. So you put Derwin, you tag Derwin with Jamar. So now you got to rely on T Higgins and Joe Mixon. And if I remember correctly, last time that was the game where our defense actually showed they were a defense and held Mixon down.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So like I would say our chances of making it past the wild card, we would. Sorry to rub dirt into the wound, CJ, but we would have had one more win in the playoffs than Dallas. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's amazing to me that Troy Aikman probably made the best thing, and I don't know whether you can assess this and stuff. He made a good assessment. He was basically saying, and it's not just Dallas; it's a lot of other teams. Shout out to my boy Keith. He's a Chicago's Bears fan, so he wholeheartedly
hmm
agree with Troy. Troy was saying like the problem with Dallas and a lot of these teams is that they rely too much on 100% on schemes instead of
Yeah.
having a balance of schemes and also realizing your opponent's weakness and attacking that on offense.
Right.
Um, CeeDee Lamb was 1-on-1 throughout the whole game. And it's kind of weird how Dallas didn't just because Aikman was like, if it was me, CeeDee Lamb would have had 10 catches by halftime
Yeah.
because he was 1-on-1 the whole game. They never doubled up on him.
Never. No.
San Fran's cornerbacks were shit straight up. They were depleted on the cornerback. That much is obvious. as we saw against against Aaron and them and stuff. Even though the weather and all that stuff kind of fumbled that up, but it was like, yeah, he has a point. Like Chicago does the same thing. Like Matt Nagy, for some dumb reason, feels like, no, we got this scheme, we're gonna run it. And I'm like, yo, Nagy, like your boy ain't that good to run that scheme. You got to change it up, man. Like, so it's a mix of you have to allow Dak to do a lot of stuff. I personally feel when Dak got that bruise to his leg, I think that fucked him up mentally more than what he wants to admit.
Right.
Because he really, I look at the 2018-2019 season during the latter half of it, where it felt like he was really freestyling in terms of just taking the ball and running with it and stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
And even that following season, he was doing a lot of just, freestyling, running the ball until he got injured and stuff. And I didn't see that against the 49ers, and they could have did it.
Right.
But they didn't. And yeah, it was just a wholehearted just mess. And now it's like the whole thing with Sean Payton leaving Seattle, the New Orleans Saints, and the rumors that he might be coming to Dallas. And I'm like, guys, people don't realize Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy are pretty much two sides of the same coin. Both of them won a Super Bowl. Both of them have the same playoff wins. I think it was seven or whatever. They had the same playoff wins and stuff. So are you moving laterally? Like what's going on? Like, right. I like Sean Payton. He did work with Dallas at one point before, he went to New Orleans, but like, yeah, what are you getting with Sean Payton? Do you think that's going to boost you to the moon over a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. So I don't know how the Chargers go in terms of their schemes and stuff, but all I know is like Herbert fucking pulled shit out of his ass against the fucking Raiders that it was just insane. Like 4th and 20, this dude threw the touchdown play and everybody's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, it was insane.
Almost 10,000 yards in his first 2 seasons.
That's insane.
5,014 yards, 38. The man has almost 70 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons.
I swear to God, I thought the fix was in. When they tied the game up, I was like, is Goodell like controlling this game? What the fuck's going on?
Dude, I legit there were moments, I forget which play it was that we tied it up again in overtime.
Yeah.
But Herbert, I think it was he either threw it to Cook. No, he threw it to Cook. And it was like a lot, and Cook was just running. And I was like, yo, please, just keep running, Jared. Just keep running, Jared.
I don't know about that, Darius. We'll get to that, but that game, that Raiders Chargers game was insane. It was to the point to where I was like, "Yo, tie this game up. I don't want to see Pittsburgh in the playoffs." Oh fuck! Right. Why did you call a timeout? What are you doing? Now, granted, you can say in hindsight, the Raiders didn't want to see, Kansas City up front, right. So maybe they did just say, "Fuck it, let's just win this game," possibly.
Like And I think a lot of the players and the interim head coach, he was like, honestly, we were content with the tie. But then once Staley did what he did, it was like, oh, all right, screw it, let's go. Even the long snapper, like when the players was saying a good game and all that stuff, the long snapper went to Eckler, was like, yo, we was legit about to let the clock run out before your coach called timeout. And even Eckler was like, nigga. But like there were some definitely questionable things, like i.e., why the hell are you going? It's 4th and 2 on your own 18. Why are you going for it?
That dude had balls of steals and just said, "Fuck it, we're doing it." And
and I get it. Like as everyone asks, what is the personality and the identity of NFL football teams? And for the longest, D has been saying, Chargers, who are you? What are you? And like this year has shown that coach is like, listen, I don't care if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and inches. If I feel like we have a shot, we're going to have a shot. And I appreciate the aggressiveness that he has.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that he's like, listen, if there's a chance, I'm gonna go for it. He's that hybrid of that coach that has guts, but also that coach that also follows the analytics.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just looking at the playbook and the numbers, but he's also looking at the guys and who he has. So I give him credit for that. But at the same time, it's like,
I mean, you got Chris Collinsworth saying, "I don't know, guys. You sure? Are you sure you want to do that?"
And someone who, whenever I see that Chris Collinsworth is commenting, I put the game on mute because I don't want to hear that whatever ridiculousness comes out of his mouth.
It's like, I don't know, guys. I'm like, he might have a point. Maybe they might get it.
That was the one time. And the other thing that I wanted them to shut up about, because there was like Darius Philon, former Charger, Casey Hayward, former Charger, like Denzel Perryman, former Charger. I was like, we get it, Al. We get it, Colin.
We gave up everybody. Jesus.
Right. That was like when the Chiefs and the Chargers was going, and they was talking about Melvin Ingram, former Charger. Shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah, it's so Darius put this up here. 14 seconds too little, too time. Gotta be real. I feel Patrick Mahomes said, "Hold my beer. This is how you do it, Dak." Okay, I need to put this video up because this video is very timely. Because I said this on Twitter, this had to be the most dumbest shit ever, and this is gonna follow Josh Allen is for the rest of his life. I want people to realize it. I want people to realize this. Like, this is bar none the funniest shit. Like, I'm like, oh God, why did you do that? Don't do that. This.
Shakes shotgun snap, looks, steps up, has time, fires to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Buffalo! Are you kidding me?
1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns to send us to the AFC Championship.
And as you know, Mahomes looked at him and was like, "Nah, bro, nah. We got 16 seconds left, and instead of playing prevent defense, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. How do you not play prevent defense for 16 seconds left? You would have been
13.
Good.
13. You're giving them 3 more seconds. It was 13 seconds. And actually, I was talking to one of the wrestlers that I was training with tonight, Ryan.
Man.
And he was like, because he came in and he had like a lanyard that had Bills. So I was like, and he saw that I had my Chargers hat on. And he goes, "Oh, you're a Chargers fan?" I go, "Yeah." "And you're a Bills fan, huh?" He goes, and he was like, "Yeah." And then it clicked. And he goes, dude. He was like, listen, I was mad too about the 13 seconds. I was mad too. I was like, you mean to tell me that the number one defense in the NFL, the Bills, had the number one defense in the NFL?
Non-existent in that fucking game, because holy shit,
and
the
you
score.
mean to tell me that y'all couldn't hold off Patrick Mahomes for 13 seconds? Y'all had 75 yards to hold him down for 13 seconds.
Couldn't do it.
And
I knew
couldn't get the job done.
I knew as soon as it hit overtime and the Chiefs got the ball, and I'm like, yep, they're going to do it. And yeah, and it really is. Yeah, he's right. It is like a tale of how coaches manage the clock. Because like you had San Fran basically sitting on the sidelines, and you could have just said, fuck it, we're going deep on that shit. And granted, Dallas needed a touchdown. They didn't need a field goal. So it's a little bit different with Dallas and stuff, because Chiefs just needed to get in field goal range and they'll be fine. But it is a question of like clock management and all that stuff too. And that's been kind of like Dallas's Achilles heel in a couple of games this season, where it's like, ooh, like, damn, like this sucks. And that game was already weird, but the more weirder game was like Green Bay and 49ers, which again, on paper, Green Bay should have won. And when they made that first, when they went down driving the first time and they got a touchdown, I was like, this is gonna be a long night for San Fran if this is what the defense is gonna do. And Look, Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't shown us shit in the
No.
playoffs. He really hasn't. It's been the defense, and they've been, to be honest, they've been working off the back of Debo the whole
I
time.
was just about to say that
When he limped off the
has
field,
gotten this far because of the defense and the fact that Debo is wide receiver and running back.
I mean, when Debo limped off the field, I was like, that's not good if they got to play either the Rams or Tampa Bay.
No.
And they play the Rams. Now, granted, you play the Rams, you're rolling the dice on which Stafford you're going to get that game. I know he stepped it up in the playoffs. I get it. But, like, you're really rolling the dice on who you're getting and what Stafford you're getting in the playoffs. But besides that, it seems like the actual players are stepping up as need be and stuff. So I'll give him that. Cooper Kupp is just the greatest white wide receiver ever in NFL right now. He just is. Like, it's
cool.
I mean, that man is too fucking good. It's ridiculous. I mean, that is insane.
Watch next year for draft season. Everyone's gonna be grabbing for him.
I told Mo that Mo had fucking OBJ and I had Cooper Kupp, and Mo was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna beat you. I got OBJ." I'm like, "Bruh, I have the number one wide receiver on the Rams. Trust me, you're gonna lose this." And what happened? Cooper Kupp had like 3 touchdowns that night, and I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. Like that's his guy. Like, what are you doing there? You ain't gonna get OBJ unless Cooper Kupp gets his leg broken in the game or something." And it's like, all right, we'll go to OBJ. But like that, the fact that the Rams just dismantled Tampa Bay, and granted, Tampa Bay was kind of like missing folks, but still, that was just like okay. But then Tom Brady just pulling shit out of his ass, and I'm like, because I turned away from the game like it's a wash, and I think D was like, dude, turn back to the game. 28-28. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? What the hell happened? And I had to look at the replay. I was like, wow. If Brady
Tom tried to pull it off. He tried to pull another comeback out of his ass.
That's just as bad. That would have been just as bad as the fucking damn Atlanta Falcons.
Exactly. That's what everyone was saying. Because
it was almost there.
About, oh, look at the score. And I'm just like, why am I getting Atlanta, New England vibes in the Super Bowl?
Oh, you know, Rams Nation was sitting there like, no. But turnabout's fair play. They gave too much time on the Rams side to drive down the field, and Rams keep the field going to win. So, you know, it is what it is. So that's
49ers, Rams, California Bowl.
It really is the California Bowl. It really is. I got the Rams beating the 49ers personally. That's just me. But like I said, it
all depends on what kind of Stafford we're getting.
Look, it depends on what Stafford you're getting. It's amazing that San Francisco coach still doesn't trust Jimmy G to throw the ball like that. Which I'm like, if the Rams shut down the 49ers run game and you gotta depend on Jimmy G to throw the ball.
Because Trey is he hurt?
I believe so. He might be. They said he might be in for the next game, but I'm like, all right,
fingers crossed,
bruh. I mean, just yeah. So you know, that was just like, I was just like, are you like?
And the fact that the Bucks lose, and AB is on the field because of the fact that the Bucks lost. Now it's giving him validation of they need me. They needed me.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's that there was a clip online of him talking on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, and I'm like, this nigga is high as fuck because he is smiling the whole time during the interview, and I'm like, oh, he high. Ain't no way.
Let him know. Get him. Talk to him.
I mean, his lawyer is talking for him, which I'm like, that makes sense and stuff. But I'm like, I don't think he has a case against them personally.
No,
I really don't.
None
think he
whatsoever.
It's
nothing. Like they paid me. He's saying they paid me $200,000 to what? Check yourself and get yourself better mentally.
He's like, so they lost their mind. What are they trying to say? And I'm like,
how's your mental health? I got mental wealth. That's not the question. I am convinced, and everyone else that AB ain't been the same since Burfict knocked the sense out of him.
Man, listen, that
That Burfict hit. When Burfict hit him, that's when it went.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona. You know what? Everybody talks about Dallas. Arizona is another one that like nobody's really talking about how much they just went to shit. Like, I mean,
so much
like,
promise.
The promise was there, and then just
much promise.
Done. Just
that squad, this whole season, the Arizona Cardinals. I was telling people, I was like, yo, the way that the Cardinals have been playing, I'm not surprised if they was. I literally thought they was gonna be the ones. The way that they was playing, I thought they was gonna be the ones that was gonna have to face Tampa in the NFC Championship game, because I legit thought the way that Kyler was balling out, the way that once they brought in Zachary Ertz, James Conner of all people, he was like just going in like
Rams,
and then JJ. And then JJ on the defensive side as the anchor for the defensive side. I was just like, yo.
Stafford has had his big boy pants on throughout the playoffs, and the Rams shut that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just if Cardinals couldn't do shit. Like, it was just, I mean, it was just utter. And like I said, it's just, I'm looking at Garoppolo. He still has a lot to prove, and I think everybody has Chiefs Rams in the Super Bowl. If
there are some people that are saying that it's going to be an upset and it's going to be the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I go, that is wishful thinking.
I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's like they have to play perfect ball because Mahomes and them are on fire, and
it all depends on how Honey Badger is feeling.
Yeah.
If Honey Badger's 100, Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean that would be, and if like I said, you get Chiefs Rams. To be honest,
from the 2018 season, I think it was 2018 when it was that Monday night game, and the Rams and the Chiefs had that high scoring game.
And to me, if you're the Rams, you got to win the Super Bowl because you went all in with this big super team. I'm putting that in quotes here, super team.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't win the Super Bowl, you gave up a lot of first round. You gave up a lot of first round picks.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm telling you, like, see me, I'm between a rock and a hard place right now. Because on the AFC side, you have the Chiefs that could potentially win the Super Bowl, and I don't want that as a Chargers fan.
I kind of do want it.
But then on the NFC side, you got the Rams, who share the same stadium as my Chargers. And I don't want the Rams to be the first team since both teams moved to LA to win a Super Bowl. Because then that would make the Rams the Lakers and then my Chargers the Clippers. No. So I'm one of those people that it's wishful thinking. Bengals Niners. A rematch from a Super Bowl in the past.
I don't think the Niners. Look, it's one of those things where it's gonna probably be Chiefs Rams, because it's just right now, like I said, they're putting a lot of. I'm looking at Deebo Samuel's like, hey Deebo, you good? Hey, because like I said, he came away limping when they kicked that game-winning field goal, and I'm like, Deebo is versatile, but like, and the thing of it is, if Trent Williams, is still not going to be up for the Rams, and Deebo Samuels is sore as fuck and stuff, that kind of changes things to where now you're depending on Garoppolo to throw, and
not a good look.
Nah. And look, like I said, at this point, I'm just like, all right, let's get the Super Bowl over with so we can get to the off season and figure out what's going to happen. Because right now,
and I hear that there are some off season moves already being made. I heard
Brian
that
Leftwich is going to the
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's going back to Jacksonville as the head coach this time, and I'm like, hey, good on him. I mean, good on him because now there's one more black person as a head coach. I mean, it sucks. It sucks that he's going to go to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer if he had gotten a head coaching gig for like an okay, like good team.
But now there's pressure. You put this black coach in a position to kind of have to clean up what freaking
Urban,
Urban
behind
did.
Urban.
You got a quarterback in Lawrence who, I don't know.
I mean, he's a former. Like I said, he's actually. I'd say he's probably the. Would you say that Byron would be the greatest quarterback in Jaguars history?
I mean, he was fine. I mean, given what they were working with at the time, I think they did pretty good at revitalizing that franchise and stuff. It's just kind of unfortunate, injuries and all that stuff that happened to him.
Yeah.
That kind of, put him in that position and stuff. So it's like, do I think he can coach up Trevor Lawrence? It's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility. I hope so.
I just hope it's not a one and done season where it's like, oh, Jacksonville, they're like, I don't know, 7-10 or some shit, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets shit canned.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff. Vikings hire Adolfo Mensa as the new GM.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the former Browns. God, what the fuck position it was? He was a vice president of football operations with Cleveland. So
I see that Chicago, they was it Ryan Poles joins the Chicago Bears as an undrafted free agent in 2008, and in 2022 he joins the Chicago Bears as the team's new general manager.
Jesus, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for some reason, there's been real quick. There's been talks. Everybody talking about the OT rules, guys. They're not going to change the OT.
They're not changing it.
I don't know why. At the end of the day, again, like you said, Bills have the number one defense, and you let them go down the field. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
I'm with Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen was like, it's not like OT is not won by a coin flip. Defense wins championships. Now at that point, I was like, Keenan, you play for the Chargers, so let's not bring up the championship aspect, Chief. Let's keep that under wraps. But I'm with you on that the defense has to do something. Again, 13 seconds.
I mean,
you couldn't hold on for 13 seconds.
I mean, in hindsight, it's like the OT of old was like whoever won the coin toss, you get in field goal range is a wrap, and it kind of like took it put a lot of pressure on defense. But now with the new OT rules, if you win the coin toss, now the pressure is on the offense to get that touchdown. And if they don't, and they just settle for the field goal, well, now the opposing team is like, all right, we get this touchdown, we got this, and to me, to try to change it up because you're pissed off that that your defense was shit in the moment. Like, come on, like, what are we doing here?
Right. Like, and I heard some people like, well, do it like, have it like, say the Chiefs gets that touchdown and then give Josh Allen a chance, like in that overtime to run it down. It's like, well, then what if he gets a touchdown? Then what? Then you got to have him, then you have Mahomes, have the offense of the Chiefs do it again? Or is it this point, if you guys get if both teams get a touchdown, then it's all right. Now, if you get a field goal, then it's whoever gets a touchdown or a field goal wins overtime. And I'm like, what? No,
you can't.
You can't.
I mean, it's So it's you mentioned Bears hiring Ryan Poles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Houston is in a debacle right now because they're still dealing with
I will say Houston's been in a debacle. They've been in a
now
they're
even more of a debacle. Now they're even more of a debacle because it's just you're still dealing with what's his face's shit.
Yeah.
What's his? God, I keep forgetting his name. Damn it.
DeAndre.
Yeah.
No.
No, quarterback.
I was thinking about DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver.
Jesus, I
Yeah, me.
I had it like right in my Deshaun Watson. They're still
Deshaun
dealing
Watson.
with Deshaun Watson shit and stuff because no team wants him right now and stuff.
No.
It's just
And because of the fact of all the off-field stuff that's going on right now, so they want to stay away from all that as much as possible.
You got Dan Quinn going out for interviews with Denver and Jacksonville and the Giants and the Vikings and stuff and nothing.
Speaking of Giants,
mhm.
the Giants president, John Mara, did not hold back when he was talking about Daniel Jones. I'm seeing this from Adam Schefter's IG, as it says, "We've done everything possible to screw this kid up since he's been here." I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, just Giants is a shit show. I'm sorry. Like they fired Jason Garrett during the season. Like, hey, bye, Jason, you're out of here and stuff. And Jason Garrett is gone, and it's not like it improved the fucking team.
No,
at all. Like that team, it just went to shit. I mean, I don't know. Like it's they need to get this shit together.
Totally.
Philly, they have, like I said, Jalen Hurts. I see a lot of Philly fans are kind of like, is he really the future? And I'm like, I mean, who else are you going to get? I mean, it's either him or Minshew. So you got a good backup in Minshew. So I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, Dallas, they're still in that rumor of Sean Payton. I'm like, I don't believe that shit. I think
I don't believe that either. And because of the fact that it's not gonna work. Like, I mean, like, yes, it would be cool.
It's lateral to me.
Like, it would lateral. Be like I know that there are some people that are like, oh, it would be great if we had Sean Payton, but I'm like, but he's not gonna have full control of the team because Jerry Jones is gonna make sure that he still has final say about stuff. You know what I mean?
I think he'll have a final say in terms of certain things and stuff, but it depends on I guess it depends on how they see eye to eye on stuff, basically. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's very much kind of a debacle on what's going to happen with that whole little group and stuff. Like I said, the fact that Kellen Moore is even considered for coaching, I'm like, I don't know, guys. That's not, and I like Kellen Moore, but nah, that's not.
No, thank you. Nah, bro.
Brady might be retiring, supposedly.
He brought up about how Giselle talking about, like she hates.
Please, Tom, retire.
Yeah, retire. You have enough money. Let me be the breadwinner for once. God damn it.
Man, that pension is still making a breadwinner.
Yeah.
Like
we don't know if he's gonna retire. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is gonna be immunized from the NFL or not.
We don't even know what team. Everybody's like, well, he's coming to Washington. I'm like, that nigga is not coming.
He is not coming to Washington.
Kidding me? That dude is not coming to Washington.
He is not coming to Washington. That's like some people are like, he coming to Denver.
I mean, that would be a decent spot to go to Denver. Shit, they got the tools right there for him.
I don't want to face Aaron Rodgers twice a year, dude.
I mean, he ain't going to Jacksonville, so that's a dead in the water right there. So he's going to go to a team that's at least ready for him, and it's going to probably end up being like, Denver. I
was going to say, shoot, Green Bay is going to be losing a whole bunch of people, not just Aaron, because Devontae Adams. He's going on record saying that if Aaron leaves, I'm not staying in Green Bay.
Oh, that team is going to be a fucking whole ass fire sale.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And I know about.
I forgot how many million over the cap space too. They're out too. So it's.
Oh God, yeah, they're over the cap, and New England's over the cap, dude.
Yeah.
And if New Orleans is not over the cap, then they are almost near that cap. So they don't have no spending money. Like they're gonna have to release like some more people just to make ends meet. But yeah, like there are some people who talk about with Devontae Adams, like because I know Devontae Adams has gone on record and saying that one person that he would love to play with is Keenan Allen, and I'm like, I would love. That would not be a bad idea, especially in that receiving core room, to have Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, Jalen Guyton. Like, that's a nice, solid core receiving room. And then with Jared Cook and then Donald Parham. But I'm just like, if Keenan's going to be wide receiver 1, but yet Devontae is also a wide receiver 1, who's going to be wide receiver 2? And if that's the case, because Mike Williams is wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
So it's like he's going to have to, like, people, like, in I Am Athlete, who's the X, who's the Y, who's the Z? I hate to say it, but Devontae may have to be that Z.
I mean, to be honest with you, you know what team is definitely going to have to start figuring things out?
Who?
Tennessee Titans.
Oh.
They're definitely going to have to do some soul searching.
Dude, you mean to tell me that y'all have A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Derrick Henry? Now, granted, he was injured, but still, though.
This dude came back with the fucking Wayne head steel boot for what? For fucking what?
Not the Wayne head boot.
They had this dude. Everybody was saying he had a toaster on his boot and all that stuff just for Ryan Tannehill to do Ryan Tannehill shit. Ryan Tannehill did pull Ryan Tannehill bullshit, and then what? What did that do? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, you wasted everybody's fucking time. Too much fucking time.
Mm-hmm. Totally, absolutely. So yeah, so like what are they gonna do there? Because I don't know how many years Derrick Henry got on his contract. I think it's coming up soon. Tennessee's gonna have to do something, because if they lose Derrick Henry,
let's go ahead and pay that money for Aaron Rodgers there, Tennessee. Get rid of Tannehill. Let's go ahead and do that. Get it over with. Just going ahead. Hey, look, you put Rodgers there with AJ Brown and fucking Julio.
I mean, oh my God, yeah.
With that running, with the running squad core behind him, shit.
Oh God, yes. God, yes.
I mean,
I know one team that he may not go to, Carolina. Aaron Rodgers may not. Aaron ain't going to Carolina. I mean, you got DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson and Christian. Again, not bad offensive wise, but can you honestly see him in a Carolina jersey?
Nah. I had to think about that. Law's like,
nah, you can't. I can't imagine it either.
Yeah.
And another game. Where do you think Cam's going next?
He's staying. Like I said, he's staying with Carolina.
He gonna stay with Carolina?
No, of course. They just got to figure out what Sam Darnold, him and Sam Darnold, was Sam Darnold? Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Him and Sam Darnold, what they gonna do about that whole QB situation and stuff, you know. Somebody was saying Aaron Rodgers could go to the Saints. But like I said, the Saints is already in disarray any fucking
exactly.
ways.
Like they don't have the money for Aaron.
Like I said, I think it's gonna be, somebody said Raiders, but that would mean that they would have to get rid of
why they listen,
no.
As much as I hate the Raiders, I gotta give them credit because they got 2 solid quarterbacks already in Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
You already got a solid quarterback and a solid backup. Why would you want to add Aaron Rodgers? Because for what?
Yeah.
For what?
I mean, do you have the money?
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel it's going to be Denver or Tennessee.
Denver or
Tennessee. I can't see the Steelers because I think they're just going to be content with either Rudolph or Haskins. Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, I totally forgot that.
Both of them got to. Yeah, Haskins is there, so it's like both of them are going to be, there and stuff. Now, somebody was saying Steelers could get Aaron Rodgers, but it's like, what would they be giving up to get him?
Mm-hmm.
because they got some good playmakers on offense. The defense is looking pretty good with TJ Watt as the face of it. So you got something there. But like,
Oh, totally.
what are you giving up to get Aaron Rodgers?
I just had an idea of a wild card team that he may go to.
Uh-oh.
It's not. it's definitely out of the picture, but it'd be funny if it happened. Aaron Rodgers goes to Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle is still in limbo of what they want to do with Russ.
With Russ, exactly. That's why I said
Russ is like, I want to stay here, and I'm like, I don't know, Russ.
Right, like, but clearly they're not helping you out. But just imagine if Aaron was like, you know what, I want to go to Seattle. Bet money they gonna be drafting like linemen and whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, Denver,
because they did the same thing. Because Chargers did the same thing. Because once Phillip left, and then once after we drafted Herbert, the next draft we got Rashawn Slater. We was beefing up the O-line. So I'm saying it right now. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Seattle and Russ leaves, Seattle is going to be beefing up the O-line for Aaron, so that way he can have enough time to throw it to DK Metcalf and Lockett.
Oh my God. Gotta switch gears here to the NBA. So Denzel, what's up with your team being in the same standings as the Washington Wizards? What's up with the Lakers, man? Because they're falling lower down the totem pole, and granted, below them is the Portland Trailblazers holding that 10th spot on lock, clearly. But Lakers is sitting behind the Clippers, which I laugh because I'm like, so Lakers Clippers are just gonna be playing swap for swap on 8th and 9th.
You wanna know what the problem is? Westbrook.
Too bad that the Wizards came out pretty good out of that trade.
Nothing. He is doing nothing. You know what he's doing? He's turning the ball over. That's what he's doing. He's turning the ball over, and he's like, I saw that there was some talk about we should trade Westbrook for John Wall. Listen,
John Wall is out here living his best life, being rich and recovering.
Right.
The Lakers are gonna have to give up a lot just to get John Wall.
If you look at John Wall stats and you look at Westbrook stats, they are the same thing. The only difference is that John Wall gets hurt.
John Wall is also a playmaker, and you're going to put him on a team with a bunch of other playmakers, and John Wall doesn't really function like that. So what is he going to be on the Lakers other than a name that's on the Lakers just to get people to come in? Because, we got John Wall, LeBron, and AD, and I'm like, it's like, all right, cool. I guess you put that shit on the banner outside the Staples Center, and cool. But the fuck.
And then everyone was like, "Oh well, AD's coming back. Well, let's see how healthy he stays. Let's see how long he stays healthy this time."
Because again, you're the Lakers. You have stiff competition in the Phoenix Suns, Grizzlies, and the Warriors.
Right.
Dallas is doing pretty fucking good. Denver is doing pretty good. Like, you have all these other teams that could pop. And the thing of it is, if the Lakers keep it up, they're gonna have to do a play-in game.
Absolutely. And we're gonna get in. And if we keep on playing the way we are in that play-in game, we're gonna get kicked out.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah.
Someone was like, I saw a video on TikTok. Someone was like, Lakers fans are starting to understand the LeBron effect that Cleveland and Miami does. He wins them a championship and then ruins the team financially. And I'm like, I'm sorry. This is what I've been saying.
I don't know if you could say LeBron
since LeBron came to the Lakers. I've been telling people this all the time. And they're like, what? You're not excited about it? I go, no, I'm not. I'm excited that LeBron's here. I don't like. Let me clear the air, because I know Mo is gonna watch this, and I know that Mo is. I'm gonna say he is the second biggest LeBron fan underneath Shannon Sharp. He's second biggest LeBron fan underneath Uncle Sharp. I'm not mad that LeBron is here. What I'm mad at is what is gonna happen to the Lakers after he leaves, because history shows that once he wins a team a championship, or two, or one or two,
Mm-hmm.
and then he leaves. What happens to the team after that?
Yeah.
Look at the Cavaliers. He won.
Cavaliers is doing pretty good this season,
Right, that's what I'm
shockingly
saying.
enough.
Now, after like years after he leaves, now they're starting to look good. Miami. It took Miami. Let's see. Miami, they won a championship in 2013?
Something like that.
They won when they won the repeat, when they did the repeats and almost did a three-peat.
Yeah.
But the Spurs stopped them. Like they were no, it was 2014. It was 2014 was 2013 was the last time they won a championship. And then 2014 was when they were going to do the three-peat and then the Spurs stopped them. So 2013, LeBron leaves after his stunt, goes back to Cleveland. Miami started to fizzle and struggle. It wasn't until Jimmy Butler got there.
Yeah, everything turned around.
Everything turned around once Jimmy Butler. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like they had like almost 10 years where the Heat was nothing. And then Jimmy Butler comes back in, and now everyone's like, "Oh man, the Heat!" Now they got Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler, and you got all these people now. And now Miami's starting to get their legs back, you know. And like you said, Cleveland's starting to get their legs back after years after LeBron leaves.
I think with the Lakers, it's interesting. On paper, with who they have, you would think they would be better than the record indicates.
Again, you say on paper, looking at the roster on paper, we should be.
I mean, we're coming on.
Top 5.
We're coming up on 50 games of the NBA season so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at. We're coming up on 50 games, and clearly you can see there's distance starting to go with some of these teams and who's going to be in first. Like I said, Phoenix, Golden State. I mean, Golden State's like 4 games behind on Phoenix and stuff, but still,
right.
like, you know, they're clearly ramping up and getting the team back. I mean, they got the whole squad back together now because, you know, Klay Thompson is back.
I was going to say Clay's back, so you know the full team. Like the Golden State Warriors is at full capacity now. They're at full strength.
So obviously they got stuff going on. So it's like it's all these pieces that's coming together, and you're looking at the Lakers like, so what are you again?
Exactly. No, you know what the Lakers are? The Lakers have no identity because we take the identity from other teams. Case in point, we take LeBron. He's not like the last time we had an identity was when we had Kobe and Shaq. And even then, Shaq came from the Magic.
True. I mean, yeah.
So the Lakers' identity was actually Kobe.
Yeah, I mean now it's like it's LeBron, and I mean
now
like
it's LeBron, but it's like come on now, like and I don't want to hear that. Oh well, you know he's getting up there in years and seasons, almost. Dude
about to sit there and get another scoring record this season.
Yes,
was his 19th season?
Yeah,
he's about to get another scoring title. So not trying to.
I don't want to hear that. You know, like he's closing in on Kareem's overall points record, which is weird to say.
Yeah,
that we finally have someone that's going to overlaps Kareem. I thought that was going to be one of those records that was going to be hard to pass, just like freaking Wilt's.
I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of records in the NBA that I think, like for instance, I think me and D were talking about it and stuff when we were talking about the NBA 75. Like if you look at John Stockton's assist record, I think CP3 is like second all time, but a lot of people are like, I don't know if CP3 is going to break Stockton's like record.
I mean, if he does,
it's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot because Stockton, he racked up them numbers. Like,
yeah.
So,
and shoot, like look at Steph. Steph is still in the prime of his career, and now
Reggie Miller's and everybody's threes.
Now every 3 that he shoots is a new record.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like
Wizards dropping fucking 35-point leads. That
Oh,
fucking
I saw that. I was at work and I got the update from Shannon Sharp on Twitter. Like, how the hell?
I'm just sitting here like you had the Clippers dead to fucking rights.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you look at the Wizards, right? And I think this is what confounds like a lot of us with Wizards fans. They're a good team.
Oh, totally.
They're a really good team. Like the pieces that they got from the Lakers was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just these type of games, whether it's the next game was bullshit with the fucking ref not seeing the fucking coach on the sidelines hitting the ball, blatantly hitting the ball, by the way, and nothing. And to be honest, that was a game changer, whether people want to admit that or not, right? You could have beat the Raptors. Celtics, yeah, you have to chalk that up as a big loss because the Celtics was just wiping the floor. And you had the Clippers did the rights. That's 3 winnable games out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that 35 point is just like, ugh, like really, that's what we're doing right now. Is that like, I mean, it's just that hurt me. And yet it's like, it's the Wizards. Of course they would do something like that. It's just, so like I said, the All-Star break is going to be kind of interesting on a lot of teams to kind of settle themselves.
I totally forgot about the All-Star game. I totally forget that we got an All-Star game coming up.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna actually, because where's the NBA? Hold up, where's the NBA All-Star game going to be at this year? Cleveland. Jesus, wow, Cleveland. Jesus Christ, so many people going to drive and fly to Cleveland, Ohio. Ugh. Cleveland.
Oh, yesterday, according to the NBA, announced there will be a new format for the 2022 Clorox Rising Stars, which will be played on Friday, February 18th, airing at 9 p.m. So let's see. It says 4 7-player teams to compete in mini tournament consisting of 3 games, each played to final target score. So here it is. The pool of 28 players for Clorox Rising Stars will consist of 12 first-year NBA players, 12 second-year NBA players, and 4 top young players from the G League or from the G League.
Yeah,
Ignite.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. 'Cause I saw somebody post up all that stuff, and everybody was like, "Huh."
It says members of the NBA 75th anniversary team and assistant coaches from the 2022 NBA All-Star Game coaching staffs will comprise the coaching staffs. Each team will select 7 players in a draft, including 1 G League Ignite player.
And also, that's what it was. They're having a Clorox Clutch Challenge that's going to take place between games 2 and 3, where 8 NBA and NBA G League players are going to be divided in 4 teams of 2, where they're going to take special shots from different locations of the court that ties into iconic shots made in the NBA playoffs.
So an off-brand version of horse.
Yeah, basically, like I'm like, all right, I sure. We don't know who the teams are yet, so
it says the competition will consist of race to 75 points in honor of NBA's landmark 75th anniversary season.
So 21, basically.
The semifinal games will be played to a final target score of 50, and the final game will be played to a final target score of 25 for a total of 75.
And the NBA HBCU Classic is going to be on Saturday, Morgan State versus Howard University.
Oh, snap.
So that's going to be very, very interesting. I guess, yeah. You can actually get tickets. That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely going to be interesting. Fucking Cleveland, Ohio. All the hoes going to be walking around Cleveland, Ohio, trying to get with the NBA player. I guess just like, Cleveland. Like it's not like I'm trying to shit on Cleveland, but like Cleveland. Look. Noah said the best way. Who's going on vacation in Cleveland? Like
It's not like the All-Star game in Houston. Okay, there's stuff to do in Houston.
There's stuff in Houston.
You know, like
It's
there's
the
stuff
Black
to
Mecca.
in Dallas. Okay, San Antonio. All right, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Just why? They was just like, you know what? Let's give these lower.
I mean, last year, it's already enough. Last year, the All-Star Weekend was in shambles with people thinking that the All-Star Weekend was going to be normal last year when it wasn't.
No,
because they did not have nobody in that arena, and they were playing the All-Star game with just the players and the coaches and the the staff that was in the building, and that's it. So everybody else was just shit out of luck, and the club it was a shit show down in Atlanta last year. Let's just say that puts you that.
Oh
way.
my god, yeah. And you would think All-Star Weekend in Atlanta, bruh, like
people's cars, tires getting stolen. A couple had to deal with police dicking with them and stuff as they were driving away from that whole it's a mess and stuff. But like I said, I'm curious to see what the All-Star Weekend game is going to be like, because who's going to make up the teams for the East and the West. Hold up. LeBron leads. Okay, yeah, LeBron is leading the All-Star votes. So starters are going to be announced tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So right now, all right, there it is. I got the list now. So, there it is. All right, and these are the players that are leading for the Western Conference front court. LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Andrew Wiggins, Paul George, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, Carmelo Anthony, Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and DeAndre Ayton. That's the front court. And in the guards, you got Stephen Curry, Morant, Luke Doncic, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, and Anthony Edwards. And right now, in terms of the tops and stuff, obviously LeBron, Stephen Curry are with like 6 million votes. On the East side, the front court is Durant, Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, Butler, Allen, Siakam, Adebayo, Bridges, Aldridge. And on the guards, you got DeRozan, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, James Harden, LaMelo Ball, Kyrie Irving, Van Vliet, Derrick Rose, Darius Garland, and Jaylen Brown. And yeah, so voting is already done. It's been done since the 22nd. So yeah,
that's not a bad lineup.
Really ain't. I mean,
shout out to LaMelo it's not official yet, but
LaMelo's been doing pretty good with Charlotte, man.
Oh, dude, like I said, like a couple episodes ago, I was like, yo, he is that golden nugget, that diamond in the rough that MJ finally landed.
It's like he's got something.
He finally has something that he can build around, you know. So yeah, like, oof. Like, and I feel like that's gonna be the sleeper team in the East that people need to keep their eye on.
Dude, MJ will lose his goddamn mind if anything goes, man.
And speaking of the East, apparently Harden is thinking about testing out free agency because he's just about had it with Kyrie.
It's like, I'm tired of this fucking part-timer rolling into here and shit. I'm like, look, to be honest and stuff, I think it's just him trying to renegotiate this contract. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this and stuff. But like, apparently, like, the Nets are like basically calling his bluff with his deadline offers. I'm like, all right, go ahead and test the market. We don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, go for it. Fine. Have fun. So I'm like, all right, guys, y'all have fun with that.
Totally.
I don't know what to say. It is what it is and stuff. Hockey wise and stuff, it's been pretty quiet here in this area and stuff. Capitals are doing pretty good for the most part, but they've been very up and down and stuff. Nothing too crazy. I know on the West Coast, Colorado has been blowing up. The Avalanche, they have
Oh
been
God.
kicking people's asses and taking names, like just. So it looks like they might be sitting up there making a run for it in terms of trying to get a Stanley Cup over there and stuff, despite Vegas Golden Knights keeping pace with them and stuff. So that's going to be interesting. But the biggest news out of all this and stuff. So let me get this right, MLB. Ortiz is in the MLB Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
So apparently Roger
Someone
Clemens
who admitted to taking PEDs.
Yes. And apparently Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds did not make it, and that pretty much means they cannot get in after this at all. Which, when you realize the Hall of Fame for MLB is voted by the
press,
Associated Press, I didn't pick up on this, but somebody said it best in the aspect that because Barry Sanders wasn't necessarily a big media person, the media folks basically did this shit out of spite, essentially, because he wasn't kissing. Yeah, because they weren't kissing, because he wasn't kissing their ass. So it was like, nah, man, we ain't gonna vote you in. Which I'm like, okay, even if you want to go off the basis of he took roids, he has stats to back it up that he was still good before the roids, if we're gonna really say it like that. So
like he had two careers: the career before the roids, back when he looked like a normal human being, and then he has stats when his head became a milk dud.
Yeah, so it's like I don't get it. Like Roger Clemens is another one. I'm like, Roger, really?
Right.
He never got in? Damn, like,
Nah.
that's weird to me, man. I was like, how the fuck is Roger Clemens not in? Like, that's
He's like top 20. He's like top 20 pitchers of all time in the MLB. And you mean to tell me that he's not in because he didn't bend over for the press?
Yeah, I mean, which that always baffled me on that. It's like, oh man,
right.
Like, Ortiz was very likable. I'm like, sure, I mean, yeah, but like, because again, he, Barry Sanders wasn't like. It's like, let's be real. What athlete is really content to want to sit there and do media stuff?
None.
Not too many. Because
no
you might, in a diamond in the rough of reporters asking you the same dumb fucking questions, you might get one reporter that actually will ask you a really good question and stuff, and you gotta deal with that consistently over and over and over again, and it wears on you and stuff. And most people might sit there and say, "Oh, suck it up and deal with it." And I'm like,
no,
I mean, sure, but like, you're gonna spite him out of a hall? Yeah,
I'm not like. If I was in the NBA, like I would be one of those guys that's like, listen, I know you guys are probably gonna ask the same old 20 questions that you guys ask after every game. So who got something new to say? You know what I mean? And if you think about it, like, because like you said, the Associated Press are the ones that come up with this. Just imagine if the Associated Press were the only ones that have votes for not just the MLB, but the NFL.
Yeah.
T.O. would have not made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
T.O. would not have made it in. I don't think Randy Moss would have made it in. Ocho damn sure ain't going to make it in.
Kirk Schilling didn't even fucking... Kurt Schilling not getting in. Like, take Kurt Schilling's bullshit off the field aside, the dude's on the field stuff merits him being in, and
totally
him like, it's just kind of crazy,
But yeah, like the whole thing with Barry, like it's ridiculous.
I mean, even Alex Rodriguez not getting in, that's crazy too.
Right.
Like that.
Come on now, like just because a player hurt your feelings, like. Y'all gonna do this out of spite.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said they might get in eventually with the game committee at some point, but I think a lot of people feel it ain't gonna happen until they die.
Right.
Which sucks, because it's like, why the fuck does it have to take for them to die for that to happen? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's total BS.
I mean, they're saying like the Today Games Committee could be the ones to really do that. And for those that don't know, the Today's Game community, they're like kind of like the purveyors of, stats and historic causes and stuff. Like they take up the players that really made a big contribution to the game that's beyond just their stat numbers and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So those are people that will definitely look at what Barry Bonds did in an objective scope and kind of be like, you know what, maybe he should get in. Fine, put him in. But that's like the special committee vote, more than anything else. Like I said, it sucks they even got that far. Like I said, the Roger Clemens one is what really got me because I'm like, Roger Clemens never got in? Like the fuck?
Facts.
Yeah. Like David Ortiz getting in. I saw some people sit there and say, yeah, sure, I guess, and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, well, hey, y'all Red Sox fans, so y'all probably know more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like if it was just because of the steroid use, like you got to think about it. There was a whole lot of people using the juice that are probably in the Hall of Fame right now.
Dude, Sammy Sosa bleached himself white trying to get in, and it still didn't fucking work. So it's like, Sammy Sosa can't even fucking get in. The hell's wrong with what's up with that?
Yeah, like the league essentially encouraged the steroid era at that time because it made the game fun. Like, think about it. You had people like when Barry Bonds was playing in San Fran, you had people outside of the building.
The dude sat there and hit a ball. Yeah, hit into the water.
They were in kayaks and canoes, just hoping for Barry to hit one over. Like, come on. You mean to tell me, like I said, yeah. Like you had people in Fenway Park, like having to open up their doors or windows.
And that might be the thing. That might be the thing that might get Bonds in with the special committee eventually.
Right? Because it's like he made the game fun, even though he took he juiced up Mark McGwire and Sosa. They made that game fun. They made the game fun when they was competing for it. Like, come on. Like,
yeah,
the money, the revenue that the MLB got from that, from ticket sales, from whenever a team was playing against McGwire, Sosa, or Bonds, ticket sales was going through the roof. And you mean to tell me that the MLB is like, yeah, we're just gonna let the press see to decide whether you get in or not. And then since you weren't a press guy, guess what? Nope. Nah, like that needs to change. That totally needs to change. Like that's MLB is definitely old school in nation. Yeah. Because I'm still mad at the fact that they made Fernando, that boy from San Diego, apologize for running up the score. That boy, Fernando, I think it was Fernando Ortiz.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah.
When it was like the Padres had like a comfy lead. They were up like 10-7 and had like a full base. Like bases were loaded. And he just grand slammed it. And then they made him apologize because he broke some unwritten rule of don't run up the score.
Yeah, that was such stupid. That was so stupid.
Why are you gonna make him apologize for running up the score when you should be
sorry for running up the score because your team sucks? It's like
right. Then tell the pitcher from the other team, stop throwing it down the middle. Change up your pitch. But so I saw that. I was like, yo, but they did Barry wrong. They did Barry wrong and Rodgers. And Clemens, they're putting them in the same category as Pete Rose, as people that will never be in the Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose is still a tragedy. I'm like, how the fuck that happened?
And with Pete, I'm like, now that there is FanDuel game, now that there's gambling now that gambling is being allowed and being okayed with these FanDuel and sportsbook websites and all that stuff, And it's like, I get it that he was, like betting. He was betting while playing, but it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like you really think that these people, like a lot of these players, aren't participating in the FanDuel stuff?
Exactly.
Because clearly, you as someone who follows Austin Eckler will talk about his fantasy league.
That's kind of like insider trading and stuff. It's
exactly.
like
You're doing insider trading stuff where, like I said, like these football players are participating in these fantasy leagues and then talking about their fantasy teams, and it's like, so what? Like, so now they're like, oh man, I'm blowing against you, so I really need to get this stuff and blah blah blah. Or they go on the phone with their buddies, like, yo man, I got you on my fantasy. You think you could, like, hook me up with a couple points, like whoever had James Conner or who had Mark Andrews as their running back or tight end. Like, come on now. You mean to tell me that these players are not participating in these FanDuels? They may have burner accounts, but guess what? They're still probably using it.
In a case, yeah. Like I said, I mean, they just did the whole sports betting thing in this area, so that's going to be a huge thing here. So I think FanDuel's a scam. I tried it one time and I'm like, who the fuck is winning this? Who's winning this?
Like I'm looking at all these like from like the Bleach Report, like betting and all that stuff. And they're like, this person got the parlay and he's on like a $50 bet and did the full parlay and winning like 50,000. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. F1, I think they're not going to be able to give Hamilton the result of their FIA investigation from that Abu Dhabi Grand Prix until March 18th, which is 2 days before the start of the 2022 season.
Wow.
And Hamilton already said, like, hey, like, whatever their decision is pretty much going to be the deciding factor of whether he retires or stays in.
That's a damn shame.
So part of me feels he's gonna probably stay in as a fuck you just to really get this last win and then bounce. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. So we'll see how that works, and stuff. But I think
I really can't talk about NASCAR because I haven't seen anything about NASCAR updates or anything like that.
Well, I told D about the fact that they put Daytona inside Gran Turismo 7. So that
I know that they're getting ready to do or they're getting the Coliseum in LA ready to do something there. And I'm like, all right.
Okay, all right, guys.
I mean, that'll definitely be huge. That'll definitely be big.
Who you telling? I mean, Royal Rumble's this Saturday, which threw me the fuck off.
Exactly. You know what? You can thank Nick Khan for that.
How you figure?
That's a Nick Khan move. From what I'm hearing, that's one of his moves of moving the not pay-per-view, premium live event.
Bear in mind, like, we already know WrestleMania is going to be 2 nights. Also this weekend, the NXT, I believe. Hold up, is the NXT pay-per-view this Saturday too?
Wait, I thought NXT Vengeance. I thought that was. I don't know. I'm about to pull that up, but yeah, the Royal Rumble on Saturday. I still got to get used to saying that.
Hold up, because I probably got it wrong. Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, no.
WWE NXT. Vengeance Day.
Vengeance is February. My bad.
February 15th.
Yeah, February 15th. My bad. But nah, it's just 22 of the entries are in. We got Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic. Austin Theory, Sheamus, Johnny Knoxville, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Big E, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Almost, Randy Orton, Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, Dolph Ziggler, and Bobby Roode. That is 22 out of 30, which means we're going to probably have 8 surprises.
And I think 2 of those unknowns are going to be LA Knight and Ciampa.
We'll
because
see.
Because of the fact that they've been doing dark matches these past couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
So there's a good chance that Ciampa and LA Knight. So there's 2 more people. So that's 24. So 6 for whatever legends they can pull out of the wheelchairs.
On the women's side, you have Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Zelina, Tamina, Shotzi, Natalya, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, Nikki and Brie Bella, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Summer Rae, Mickie James, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan. That is 21 out of 30, which means we probably got some more surprises.
We got a couple more call-ups from NXT.
Yeah.
I'll say maybe 2 or 3. So that's 24. So now 6 more. Let's see what divas what other former wrestlers they can grind up from somewhere, pull up from somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's like Mickie James, the Mickie James announcement was wild because they
apparently they didn't even know that she was with TNA. They didn't even know she was with Impact.
I mean they mentioned Impact.
That's what I'm saying. Pat mentioned Impact because Pat don't give a flying fuck. So Pat mentioned it. So yeah, it's he's gonna be up to date, but you really think Vince is gonna be up to date about what his former talent is doing?
I mean,
so yeah, so the fact and so it's oh, wow, all right, okay. And then I think after that, then it was last week when Seth was talking about how him and Mox held up Roman during the Shield days, and I was like, oh. And then once again, Pat mentioned Mox.
Yeah. Oh man, Seth and Roman is going to be really good. I don't know if Seth is going to beat Roman.
Is it wrong for me to say that that's the only match of Royal Rumble that I'm actually invested in?
Look, I got so many theories. I want E to win the Rumble, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Exactly. Oh, and the other one I'm actually interested in is, strangely enough, Lashley and Lesnar.
I got Lashley probably winning that. Unless they're gonna somehow turn into E winning the Rumble and going up against Brock to win the belt.
Mm-hmm.
To give him his WrestleMania moment.
I'm trying to see what is the full card. Oh, and of course, apparently there is rumor speculating that Ronda Rousey will be making her return in the Royal Rumble.
Of course.
But yeah, looking at the card, the only things I can think of is, like I said, the Royal Rumble. You have Lashley and Lesnar. You have Rollins and Reigns. You have Edge and Beth versus the It Couple. And then, I don't even think the tag team titles are going to be on the line.
Hold up. Because do they have the Royal Rumble? I don't even think. They do. So Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Marcy. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Yeah.
Piper.
Yeah.
I'm not calling her Doudrop. I'm sorry. Just like how I'm not calling Walter Gunther. No.
Look. The Gunther. I like the fact that even though he's Gunther, he's still Walter out here chopping the shit out of fucking folks. So I'm not even mad about that. It's just the fact that everybody lost their fucking minds over it. And I'm just like.
And I saw someone on TikTok say that was listen, to the WWE universe, if you're going to these live events and you see, or in NXT, and you see Walter, and they call him Gunther, chant Walter. Like,
Yeah,
do everything you possibly can to let them know that you are not going to be chanting Gunther.
I mean, it's people's prerogative. I just think it's kind of dumb the way people just kind of blew that shit up more than what it was. Because I mean, it's a name. It's like I get it because if you're attached to a name like Walter, you're kind of like, all right.
But also, like I said, because of the fact that I think they had a full name for him, like Gunther something, but it was the name of a former Nazi, and then WWE was like, "Oh,
yeah,
let's not do that."
Yeah. I just think
since we're speaking about WWE, I would like to say that Sheamus is the Jinx, the Sheamus Jinx. Because think about it, he was at the San Francisco game and the Dallas game, and then after that, he was at the Titans game, the game where it was the Titans and the Bengals, the Titans and the Bengals. I think but he was at a Titans game and the Titans lost. Yeah. It was the Titans and the Bengals. And he's wearing a Titans jersey, and the Titans lose.
Yeah, that was Yeah.
I guess because of the fact that that SummerSlam is going to be at the Nissan Stadium, and Sheamus was at Tennessee, and here he is wearing a Tennessee jersey, and the Titans lose.
Yeah. Who knew Cleveland had a AEW beach break is happening this weekend too, right?
It's going on right now. It's going on right now.
Yeah. So beach break in fucking Cleveland. Like Cleveland got a fucking beach. Like this. Like yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, but like I said, like this card, I'm not really invested in. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I was invested in the full card of a live event or as a pay-per-view.
Royal Rumble?
Yeah, not just Royal Rumble, but like I can't remember the last time I've been fully invested in the entire card.
I think this entire card for the Royal Rumble, because they're not including the tag belts and stuff, it streamlines it to where you care about the ones that matter, you know? So you got your Roman Reigns versus Seth. You got your Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. You got your Brock versus Lashley, because that's what people come through. Everybody wants to see the mixed tag match between Miz and Marcy and Edge and Beth Phoenix, because that's your gimmick match and stuff. And then that's it. Everything else is the men's and women's Royal Rumble. Boom, good to go.
I was gonna say, I don't even think they're doing anything for the women's for SmackDown.
Yeah, because Charlotte Flair was like, "Hey, I want to be in the Rumble."
Yeah,
because that's what she does. Of course, she's gonna be in the fucking Rumble. You know.
Also, I am tired of this storyline between Naomi and Sonya Deville. Like, where is this going?
If it doesn't result in Naomi winning the Rumble, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Because if the storyline is essentially Naomi's overcoming, all these odds and, the bullshit with old girl, then it's like, all right, cool. And we're leading there. Because obviously it's a toss-up between Naomi and Bianca again.
And
it's like, do you give it to Naomi or do you give it to Bianca and still keep it open for Naomi to kind of challenge for the belt or whatever? Like, what do you do? Or are we leaving it to where, Bianca doesn't have to win because obviously she's going to be next up after Doudrop, clearly, to go up against Becky. So do you leave it to Naomi so Naomi can sit there and beat Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown belt?
Right.
So it's there's multitudes of storylines they can definitely go with, or do you go wild card and have Zelina win it because Queen Zelina? It's like it's a lot of things you can really go with and stuff. So I'm definitely curious on, seeing where a lot of this is going and stuff, and how that leads into, the WrestleMania and how that's going to fare out for Big E. Is he going to be back into the title picture? What's going on? So
But yeah, so like I said, only a couple matches I'm invested in. I'm not even invested in the Royal Rumble matches themselves because I'm just like, because I feel like they're gonna have, like you said, is it gonna be Big E? Are they gonna go with that route with Big E and him win the Rumble? Like,
I mean,
are they
who's gonna be surprised? Kevin Owens, like AJ Styles, because AJ Styles is on this little run of like, being down and kind of pulling back and getting back into the spotlight now after all almost and stuff. So it's like, is AJ Styles gonna win it?
Right. But yeah, other than that, and then still on the wrestling tip, like I said, training was today. We did the crisscross running the ropes, dude.
Man, y'all motherfuckers ragged.
Oh, yo, like I said, shout out to Gabby. Like I said, Ty, speaking of my boy, my trainer, Ty, if you guys saw the GCW show.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett, Double J.
Yeah. Beat Effie. But yeah, if you guys saw the GCW show at the Hammerstein Ballroom, my trainer customized the tights for Homicide.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Like he has like his own, like it's like Ty Reno wrestling gear or so. And so like he legit, like he actually came in and my one boy Zach, he was like, yo, Zach, try these tights on. Let me see. Let me know how they feel and all that stuff. And he was like, yo, like there's like a little tightness here and all this stuff. And he was like, all right, yeah, I'll make some adjustments and all that stuff. So no, like he makes ring gear. And he posted on I think it was after the show about how he did Homicides. And I was like, yo. But yeah, it was, like I said, Gabby, she had us like for a warm up. A warm up was we walked around the ring doing high kicks. Then after we did a lap of that, then we did a lap of high knees. Then we did a lap of like the butt kick runs, and then we did like the jumping, like the jump frog squats. And then she was like, "All right, keep going." And then and then she had us do the Ric Flair flip in the corner. So like, we started one corner, run to the other end, and do the Ric Flair flip to one side, and then we would dive through the middle rope and do like a Superman like roll type bump stuff, and then run back into the corner, go back again, do the Ric Flair flip onto the other side, and then we had to flip backwards into the ring, i.e. the Bella Twins.
Damn.
And then once we flip into the ring, then we had to do a back roll.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Like I said, this woman was working us cardio-wise, doing everything she could to kill us cardio-wise. And I
fucking beat red.
Oh my gosh. Like, and then like there was a couple times where she was like, all right, so we're gonna do like wrist locks and hammer locks and head and like headlocks and all this stuff. And I'm just like, and Ty goes, oh, Denzel don't know those. And she's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah. And I told her, I was like, because of work, sometimes I can be here, sometimes I can't because while scheduling. So I'm really behind on the 8 ball. I've only been here since November of last year. And so like she was firm. Oh my God, was she firm? Was she firm? But she was fair. She was fair. And then before I left, she had us do like army crawls and all that stuff. So we would do army crawl from one side of the ring to the other and then go out and then do it again. And then she had Ty put us in the Boston Crab.
Damn.
And then we had to army crawl while in the Boston Crab, had to army crawl into one of the corners and grab for the rope. Thank God I have long arms. because I was legit army crawling like, "Grr, grr." And Ty was not moving. Ty was not budging. And he's just like, And then he's moving around while in the center of the ring. And at one point, it felt like he was about to legit like sit on my lower back to add more pressure. And I was like, nope, 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 nope.
Oh man, you know what? I'll say this. Moxley coming back was great. He
Absolutely.
definitely looked way healthy than what
He looked healthier. He looked younger.
I mean, that's what happens when you cut alcohol out your diet.
Right.
Cut a cold turkey, you are looking 100%. And like, you think back to how he looked when he had the big ass beard and bald head. It was like, look a little rough. You know, and so now it's like, oh, he looks healthier. Him and Homicide had a pretty decent match at GCW and stuff. So it was good to kind of see him, just talking about his journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see. So,
and contrary to what Bully Ray had to say, Moxie didn't owe us a damn thing.
You really don't, because it's like, now I don't know. It's like, you know, part of you wants to give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're just doing that as a shoot or something like that or whatever. But I'm like, nah, that it's like what does he have to apologize for? For what? Like what?
For what? I'm sorry for leaving you guys so that way I can be better, not just for myself, but for my wife and child.
Yeah.
What? He didn't need to apologize to us for anything. If anything, like the speech that he did at AEW was just right. It was just what we needed as fans, was him opening up about what was going on. You know. Yeah, what was the other thing at GCW? Oh, freaking yo. I'ma say this. Matt Cardona, him leaving WWE and the ride that he is on right now is making head waves. Like, it's,
I mean, it's
as he said, WWE was his developmental. He's not wrong about that, you know. And then when he came out in a red flannel that on the back said "fuck Mick Foley." He came out drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon, almost like Sandman. Chelsea came out in his old Zack Ryder gear when it had like the long leg on one end and no leg on the other, wielding a cane like Sandman, you know. And then at one point in the match, Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins, speared I forget who he was facing. Joey. He speared Joey through the tape, through the door, circa Edge at One Night Stand. Like, Matt knows how to trigger the audience right now, and it is working. It is working in his favor. And then it was, and then to see X-Pac just come out and do some stuff. Like,
I forgot Xbox is wrestling too, so yeah.
And I don't know, like, is it just me or does it look like Xbox cleaning up just as well?
Yeah.
I'd say he's cleaning up too. And then the Nick Gage and his buddy beat the Briscoes for the tag titles.
I thought the Briscoes for sure were gonna win that shit, but they're going to AEW, so I guess it makes sense.
Oh, it makes total sense. And I love this back and forth between the Briscoes and FTR, because the Briscoes is right. The minute the Briscoes step foot in AEW and go up against the FTR.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting because now it seems like Private Party might be next up for the belts, which I'm like, finally, fuck. Like,
yeah.
Like, how long did that take?
Because like 2 years.
I look, bro, like
2-3 years.
That'd be another show altogether. Because, like, you know, the shit with Tony Khan is definitely a whole podcast in and of itself. But like, Private Party being next up, it's like, okay, all right, cool, I get it, you know. So it's we'll see what happens. But they go to AEW. They definitely
people are leaving AEW too. Hey, they lost Leo Rush. I think they about to lose Brian Cage. Marco Stunt is gone.
I mean, look. I said it before and I say it again. If we're going to sit there and talk about WWE releasing people, we got to talk about AEW. And I'm kind of
Absolutely.
I'm irked at the fact that the way people do this is they try to be diplomatic about AEW. I'm like, no. You talk all that stuff
That
about
same
WWE.
energy.
Just give it to AEW. If they're releasing
Right.
people, you have to admit that fundamentally something's up. If we're going to do that, if we're going to sit there and speculate about WWE doing what they do, you got to speculate about AEW too. And yes, I get that the AEW stars can promote indie stuff, but like the fact that a lot of them are like, hey, I'm bouncing and I'm doing indie projects, contact me and yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I don't know, man. At this point, like I said, Leo Rush is pretty much just gonna be the fucking diamond dog, where it's just like, where I guess wherever he goes, that's where he's at. He gonna retire again, and all that, it's just it's whatever, man. Honestly, I like, what are you gonna do? So
Exactly.
So anyways, yeah, I think we did a pretty good job nailing everything tonight.
Yeah.
And stuff. Hopefully D, once he'll be back in the fold on this and stuff, and all three of us can go into this even more. So
yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining in on this. And yeah, I mean, you got any last things where people could reach you at and stuff?
Well, as we used to do back in the day, you can follow me on Instagram, Black Shirtless Nerd. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am in the midst of trying to get back in the swing of things on that. I took a break because, between work and all the stuff of pandemic and all that stuff, my brain was just not in the mode of recording stuff. So, but I am starting to get my legs underneath me. You can follow me on TikTok, Black Shirtless Nerd.
It's like the TikTok stars.
Yep.
So
but yeah, other than that, just same old. Like I said, pretty much Black Shirtless Nerd on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and on Twitter, it's at Shirtless Nerd because apparently at Black Shirtless Nerd is too big for Twitter.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, we will see you next week for Working Title Sports Show.
Take two.
So, Working Title Sports Show. So we'll catch you guys later, and thanks for joining in. Peace out.
Lettuce.